Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, it seems like the Iranians used some ballistic missiles to target an oil refinery in the Israeli city of Haifa. I have about 4 articles from 4 different sources saying the same thing. Now, it doesn't make that true, but I think there's no smoke without fire. That's the first one. Well, I'm going to show you a map where that is located. Did you know that Trump can easily end the Israeli-Iran conflict? Did you know that? Like he ended Ukraine-Russia war in 24 hours. He said it's easy. It's easy to end the conflict. Can you guess what could be the terms? Yes, unconditional surrender by Iran and everybody out. Why? We gotta make room for the settlers. The Houthis, the bad dudes, in collaboration and in coordination with Iran, strike Tel Aviv with hypersonic missiles, and the Iron Dome takes a shit again. Now, again, Trump is gonna be there, and were the Iranian nuclear sites damaged? Well, BBC says yes. Satellite imagery shows that. Well, Reuters says no. They were not even scattered. What could be the truth? And the other one, Israel might as well eliminate, to put it mildly, the supreme leader of Iran, Mr. Khamenei. So this sounds like the other guys from Ukraine, Zelensky, Stein. Remember Zelensky, Stein, Netanyahu, Stein? We're like brothers. Okay, so they have no problem. Let's start with eliminating leaders. Now, what if it would be reversed? That's a war crime right there. All right, let's start with the beginning. Ballistic missiles hit the port of Haifa and allegedly the oil refinery there. I know the Israelis have oil refineries, but hey, they have everything they want from us. All right, here it is. So this comes from a obscure, if you want, piece, but hey, I have more media outlets. It says here on June 15th, 2025, Iran's ballistic missiles, plural, strike Haifa, burn strategic facilities. The Iranian Rocketry forces launched late Saturday a new wave of ballistic missiles at the Zionist entity in response to the Israeli aggression on Iran. Okay, you got the message. So, video and media reports showed how the latest batch of the The Israeli media mentioned that the targeted facilities were oil refineries, adding that a missile fire left 3 deaths and 5 injuries. An Israeli media report issued later mentioned that the missile fire on Galilee left 15 hits. So again, video and media reports showed how the latest batch hit and burned strategic facilities in the occupied city of Haifa. So this is from these guys. Next one. I have some videos over here. I'm not gonna play. It's just some fire. Next. This is News 24 right here. I know who these guys are, but nevertheless. Again, the same date. Iran strikes Israel port city of Haifa with ballistic missiles. Drone Barrage leaves 4 dead. Next one. Israel and Iran exchange new waves of strikes. Live updates. I'm doing this so I can build trust. Credibility. IDF jets targeted oil and gas facilities in Tehran as an Iranian missile reportedly struck an oil refinery in Haifa. Missile, singular here. So what do we have here? The IDF, here. Some hitting apartment blocks and also attacked Haifa, where an oil refinery was reportedly struck. Next. What's known about the Iran-Israel escalation so far? This is again from the 7 hours ago today on the 15th of June. And here it is. What was hit in Israel? And these guys say the first missiles reportedly fell in Haifa and Lower Galilee. Iran targeted Israel's fighter jet fuel production facilities and energy supply centers, according to IRGC. A refinery in Haifa was reportedly struck. Haifa Port, which handles over 30% of Israel's imports, was burning after Iranian missiles were launched. It's okay, the Americans will build another port with our taxes. Ha 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 ha. Where is that located? Hoppa, this is the map of the world. So let's go with the Baboon Middle East area. Okay. So we get here to the Israel, the state of Israel. Here's Haifa. Haifa is south of Lebanon. Okay? Here is Haifa. So this is where it was struck by evil Iran, which is across the seas right here. Okay? Here is Tehran. This is Iran. Right here, this is Israel. So when you hear the Goliath versus whatever, that's the other way around. This is not the Goliath. The Americans are the Goliath at the expense of, not the expense, orders of. So Haifa, let's go and see the port of Haifa, built by Israelis because they like work, I heard. I know how Romanians were going over there to build their shit. Here, Tzap, Klap, Kropat, Zopa. Who built this? Who built this? The Israelis. You remember in the 70s, the Romanians and others from Eastern Europe were getting contracts from Israel paid by the Americans to go and fight, American, you know who, to go and build their guys' apartment buildings and all those things because these guys were too, we use this only for money. Money, no touch. Money, touch. Gold, touch. Diamond, ingest. I'm just kidding. All right, let's go back here. So here is the port of Haifa. So this is what these guys attacked. Now I don't know if they destroyed everything. And this is the port, which has 30%, covers 30% of the Israelis. Let's put it right here, right there. Look over there, man. It's a lot of transport and commerce. All right, so these were attacked. Very civilized, yes. Who built this? Yeah, okay, we know who. Right there. All right, next one. Guess what? Houthis Baboutis, claim multiple, that's more than one, hypersonic missile attacks on Tel Aviv in coordination with Iran. Oh, and these are the beautiful AKs. Yes, right there. These guys supposedly have hypersonic missiles. I don't believe that squat, but hey, that's me. I mean, these guys have it, but the Americans cannot launch them. How is that possible? I'm quoting here. Yemen's Ansar Allah movement, also known as the Houthis, said on Sunday that in coordination with Iran, it had carried out multiple attacks on Israel Tel Aviv using a hypersonic ballistic missile over the past 24 hours. We got two of them here. The missile force of the Yemeni armed forces carried out a military operation targeting sensitive Israeli enemy targets in the occupied area of Jaffa, using a number of Palestine 2 hypersonic ballistic missiles at various times over the past 24 hours. This operation was coordinated with the operations carried out by the Iranian army against the quote-unquote Israeli enemy. All right, so we have, they said they hit what? Tel Aviv. Let's see Tel Aviv. All right, let's go to Tel Aviv, shall we? Tel Aviv is right in the, kind of right here. Let's put it this way. Come on. Tel Aviv, right there. You see that Tel Aviv? So this is it, Tel Aviv. Tel Aviv, you're for. All right, again. Marina, oh, these guys are rich bitches, right there. They have fun on their money, right? The beaches, beautiful. Okay, so this is where the Yemenis. Now, where are the Yemenis with the hypersonic? No worries, I'm going to show you. So the Yemen is right here. So this part supposedly is the bad Houthis, and from here they use the 2 or more hypersonic missiles going like this, and took a dump right there on that area, according to the Houthis. And the bad Iran is right here. So just, poor these guys. Next, Reuters. 5 hours ago, Israel and Iran strike at each other as Trump says conflict can be easily ended. Homework for Trump. Go and fix the Ukraine-Russia war in those 24 hours that are a few months overdue. Right? Well, as I said many times before, as Napoleon Bonaparte used to say, I'm a man of peace I like peace as long as it's done on my terms. That is, I want something from you, you don't want to give it to me, we're going to go at war. We're going to have war. Now, while we go at war, I tell you all the time, hey, it shouldn't be like this. This war can end today. You know when? When you're going to give me what I told you to give me. So that's basically what the Iranians are facing. Negotiations. Bring the Iranians to the table to sign the document that you give me what I want you to give me. And you cannot ask anything from me. Why? Because I'm good and you're evil. You got it? That is the thing. So let's see how Trump words it. And it's so baboonish, my friends. And this is the president of a country, big one, mind you. Right here. First, Trump, threatens Iran that if Iran dares to attack us in any way, who's we? I don't consider me with you in the same organization. That's to start. If we are attacked, that's you and Netanyahu. It's not me. He refers to the US, obviously, but I don't like this. I disagree with this. If we are attacked, you see, it's the same as, do you have that relative or friend or wife or husband who's like this? What you have is ours. What I have is mine. So the same here. When these guys in charge of our countries do all kind of fuck up things, they don't ask us. They do it because they have the imperium. We voted for them. Okay? So they do it. They create the problems. When the reaction comes, the consequence, the negative consequence, then they look at it and say, hey, we are attacked, but we made the policy. No, motherfucker, it's you. It's you and your families. Okay? You and your families, not me. But hey, what can I do? Do I pay taxes? I do. If I don't, what happens? They send the military, the police to get me, to arrest me. If I don't pay for their policy that have negative consequences on me, and that gets us all together. That means, come and help me. We fucked up for you, but not for them. So now you're gonna pay. No. Work within the system and vote me out next time. Well, I vote you in because you said this. You lied. Any consequences? The only consequences are this. Well, campaign promises are just, words. Is this democracy to you? I think there should be penalties. You said this and you lied. Fuck off. Criminally indicted. Right there. Tribunals. Otherwise, these guys, I promise you everything, man. I promise you everything. I don't do anything for 4 years, not for 3 years and a half. I don't do anything, right? And you're going to vote me out. And again, I come and say, hey, I'm going to give you now. They didn't let me. Vote me back. Okay, you vote me out and you vote another one who says the same thing. And he's going to do the same thing. And there's nothing. And after I go out of 4 years and I take care of everybody who helped me, I'm going to get a job somewhere. I'm going to write a few books, best-selling books. I'm going to be a multimillionaire. I'm going to start a foundation. I will be on the board of Raytheon and Lockheed Martin. That's how it works in democracies. This is perverted, fucked up shit. Excuse me. Anyway, so let's continue with this guy's threat. So if we are attacked in any way, shape or form by Iran while we destroy Iran's property, the full strength and might of the US armed forces will come down on you at levels never seen before. That means right here, full strength, there's nuclear weapons. That's the full strength, everything. Trump said in a message, no truth. However, now he's the good guy. See, he's the good guy. We can easily get a deal done between Iran and Israel. Okay, I will tell you, and end this bloody conflict. This is, I don't even know what word to use. Ridiculous, paranoid, crazy. You have a rapist, and the victim reacts, and the guy says, stop. Stop. We can end this, if you stop scratching me. Let me finish, baby. I have about 10 more pumps. And after that, I'm done. And then we're going to live nicely, man. Come on. What's wrong with you? And you know what? I offer you. Otherwise, if you resist, I will definitely do it hard, okay? This is the proposition this leader of the free world comes out and... you understand? Of course you understand. Maybe you don't want to look at it that way, but I think that's the way exactly it is. We create a problem and we're going to solve it, click, by doing this to you, and if you disagree with that, we're going to destroy you. You know what? While we help those guys by destroying your missiles to retaliate, so we're actively involved, you cannot hit me. If you dare to scratch me while I'm, then oh my God, I'm going to get harder, if that's possible. So this is our fucking leader, man, that you voted for. I voted for. Correct? Correct. Let's move on. Satellite imagery reveals damage to key Iran nuclear sites, plural. BBC. These are, why are these allowed to have, to still function? Why are they allowed to still function? Why nobody closes them? Well, because they have the right to lie, and the right for you and I not to read them or not to watch them. That's how it should be in a free world. The problem is, if I say the same thing or lie here, YouTube could do something to me, punish me. But no BBC. BBC lied so many fucking times. I will tell you the first lie, not the first lie, the oldest lie I know from BBC. That was when the Americans dropped the first atomic bomb on civilian city of Hiroshima on the 6th of August 1945. I have the recording. I have to look. It's an MP3 old. I have like for 20 years almost, MP3. Maybe not 20 years, but 15 at least. Not 20 years, I think. I have the recording on MP3. I have to find it. Where it has the communique, the report. And you have, this is BBC, beep, 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 an attack. This is how they reported. They reported the Americans carried out a first new atomic bomb dropped on military facilities, installations they call it, installations in Hiroshima. This is how BBC reported it on the city. So, and then you find out an atomic bomb is like, I don't know, I shoot at an ant with a bazooka. Boom, I fuck up everything around. But hey, it was an ant over there, and it was dangerous. Michael Jackson. All right, so this is the imagery, BBC. Satellite imagery reveals damage to key Iran nuclear sites, but IAEA says no damage seen meaning satellite, right, at Iran's Fordo or Kondab nuclear sites. Now this is from 16 hours ago, which is on the 14th, and these guys say this is from the 15th at 3 a.m. So, but this was taken yesterday because it's daylight, you see? There's daylight. They show something. What the fuck is this? Can you make up anything out of this? Now, I don't know if they hit him or not, but I remember Colin Powell, remember General, when he came, he had glasses. Remember when he came in front of the United Nations and said, Iraq, Saddam Hussein has weapons of mass destruction, and they has mobile biological weapons laboratories all around. They look like this, and they're everywhere, and like this, and like this. And he displayed some hand-drawn fucking trucks. And that was the military in front of the United Nations, a general. Now, all right, here it is, my friends. Fuck off. Move on. The Hill, the Ayatollah survival was no accident. It was Israel's choice. Oh my God, thank you very much. So good, like Hollywood portrays you all the time. Always a little bit more superior and, how do you call that? Moral than everybody else. It was Jerusalem and the wise one, yeah, because we know the elders of the are smart, so it was a wise one. They didn't kill the leader of another country. Wow, yeah, it was a wise one. We know they're smart. We're told they're smart. Anyway, the Hollywood tells you so. So, and the positions, you always have experts and PhDs telling you, and analysts that come over and they're in, and then the guys that make the news for you. They're all over the place. They must be smart. Not collaboration. No. Smart. So that's one. And the second one, we find out that they are not so smart. Right there. Ukrainska Pravda. Israel does not rule out targeting Iran's supreme leaders, Khamenei. This is Wall Street Journal, Sunday, the 15th, and the other one is from the 13th. So now they're not wise. So obviously, if they was no accident, they didn't want to destroy this guy, is considered wise one. When they say, well, we're not ruling out, that means it can't be wise as well, or things changed. Now, just say you have a country that keeps saying, let's say Putin would say, we have to eliminate Zelensky. Have you ever heard Putin saying that? I haven't heard him at all. Actually, Putin promised Mr. Bennett, the then Prime Minister of Israel, on the 24th, exactly when they started the operation. Bennett, the Israeli Prime Minister, then visited Moscow and met Putin, and he was begging for Putin, don't kill Zelensky. Please don't do it. Please, unzip it. I will, but don't kill. And Putin said, why do I fucking kill that cockroach? God damn it. Nah. Please, 2 times. And then Putin says, why would I need it? He's just a clown. I don't boom clowns. And besides, you don't do that. Anyway, so that's what Putin said. And then while he was walking out, Mr. Bennett called his Shalom, Zelensky Stein, ¿Cómo está? And they started speaking in their Yiddish. I'm just kidding. And they said, he promised he's not going to kill you. And the baboon was in the bunker. Cockroach. Are you sure? And Bennett said, yeah, man. He said, no, you're okay. Shalom. Thank Moses. Woohoo! And then he came out 2 hours after that in front of the television camera. We are not afraid. Anyway, this is it, my friends. We live in a crime. That's a crime. A while ago, a few years ago, I reached this conclusion regarding our leaders, selected by interest. And I'm going to say it, that's my opinion. I don't want to say assessment because YouTube would not like that. So as a free human being, I'm allowed to have opinions. As imbecilic as they might be. That's an opinion. My opinion is that these guys who are allowed, selected, put in front of us to confirm through our voting machines, electronic voting machines, as being our leaders, elected democratically, they must understand that they can go and commit huge crimes. Otherwise, you have to resign. I think they have to agree that they could commit these kind of things. Now, for Trump to say that to Iran, knowing that the root cause is not Iran, what kind of character do you think that displays? Or others telling you all kind of, Iran should be this, we warn Iran, we're going to intervene, France is going to... Those guys have to have a mentality of this kind, I think, because they're going to use you and you and you and you to kill those guys, and those guys hit you. That's a criminal mentality. You have no problem having that. And the moment that this, for me, made it, reach this opinion, was when I watched Madeleine Albright, the Jewish former Secretary of State of the United States of America, when she was asked, and I repeat this over and over for people who don't remember it or don't know it, it's on. You can watch it on YouTube. I think she's on, Meet the Press or something. And she was asked by the media operative over there, Miss Madam Albright, do you think, remember, United States of America imposed sanctions on Iraq then, that according to United Nations estimates, about 500,000 Iraqi children died of starvation or on exposure because of the American sanctions. Our government that we voted for, selected and confirmed, validated. And do you think, she asked Madeleine Albright, do you think that the death, according to United Nations, 500,000 Iraqi children perished because of our sanctions, American sanctions? Madam Albright, do you think that the price is worth it? And she said, yes. Now, those were Iraqis. She was Jewish, from America, and she was okay with 500,000 Iraqi children. Well, if you look at their Passover, where the Egyptians' children were killed by our good and loving God. Remember, Passover, they celebrated. Why would they care about 500,000 Iraqis? So when I listened to that, when I saw it, first time I was like, how can you so clear-minded, no expression, say that you're okay with that? In what kind, I ask you, in what kind, can you think of a context? I can't. Can you think of a context where you are okay with 500,000 children of a nation that didn't attack you, didn't harm you personally, did not harm your country, Iraq did not harm us, did they? To be like that? Would you agree with that? In what kind of context? All right, so this is that made it for me. I was like, you have to have a certain kind of mental conformation, character or lack of view towards other human beings to be okay with that. And Trump is okay with, we're gonna fuck you up if you dare to strike us back, because everything was triggered by what exactly? A preemptive strike, or by the Balfour Declaration? Which one? Study that one. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.